leader, IT professional, or simply curious about the future of AI. This webinar is designed to help you understand the transformative shift from traditional AI to the next generation of intelligent systems, that is AI agents. So, hi everyone, my name is Yukta and I am Business Development Representative at Auxiliobits. And I welcome you to today's webinar, which is Agent AI versus Traditional AI. So before we dive in, let me introduce you to our guest, Mayank, who has been at the forefront of AI innovation and will guide us through this fascinating journey. So let's get started. Over to you, Mayank.
Thank you, Yukta. Thank you for that introduction. Let me quickly share my screen as well so that I could present this topic to everyone. Let me know when my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so I'll start with today's topic with the difference between agentic AI and traditional AI systems that we have been using so far, and then we will do a comparative analysis of how certain technology are different, and how we can adopt agentic AI going forward. We will also introduce AuxiAgents. These are the services that we have started in our organization to deliver these agentic AI with the help of large language model and simplify business processes. So let me start with the introduction. What are these traditional AI that we are talking about, and where do they lag in today's world when generative AI or agentic AI is heavily being explored, and there are several POCs that are being done on this technology as well. So when we talk about traditional AI, these were technologies of machine learning and artificial intelligence and natural language processing that we have been developing and then integrating in our software solutions. Despite significant improvement and modifications, these systems are designed for a specific kind of work. For example, intent classification, or or there are scenarios like ticket classification. So these machine learning models are generally built for a specific use case, and if they deviate from these particular scenarios, then they start failing. For example, a classic example is invoice processing. We use machine learning and OCR methods to extract content from these documents. In case there is a new format of invoice pushed to these machine learning models, they start failing because they are not trained on these models, and that's when these newer models, the agentic AI comes into picture. So it's important to understand that traditional AI are designed to do specific kind of work, and they are designed to evaluate results out of a specific goal that has been provided to it. Now, in order to shift from traditional AI to agentic AI, we need to first of all evaluate how we can adopt these AI agent or agentic AI, and then evaluate and integrate them and replace our traditional AI wherever we can. For example, there is a very thin line when we say, we want to adopt AI agent and stop using traditional AI, because we are not at that stage where traditional AI could completely be replaced by agentic AI. For example, the same invoice processing process that we are talking about, these are accurate. These are trained on specific designs and specific formats, and thus they work very accurately for a specific kind of invoices. And sometimes, as per business processes, it is important to get the accuracy and process the right invoices at right time. However, the agentic AI can work on all invoice types, and it can extract standard output from the invoices as well. Now, in order to make this shift, we need to understand where we can apply AI agents and where exactly we can utilize maximum from these kind of AI agents. So, as mentioned, we need to evaluate them on different parameters, real-time decision-making scenarios, and where we can seamlessly integrate them in order to make it a success. Moving to the next slide, I want to talk more about what are these AI agents and how can we utilize them. I would like to start with an example, a very basic example, of a car that is generally, played by kids. There are scenarios where these cars are manually, driven or pushed by kids so that it could move forward or come backward. This was a manual process that was available. Then came remote control cars, which with which we could manipulate the direction of the cars with the help of a remote. We could we could program these cars to go left or right or straight or backward, and then we could control it with the remote control. So they were designed to do specific tasks in a rule-based environment. Then there are newer, toys available in the market today, which has cameras also available, so they can detect an object and based on that, it can redirect on its own. So if you evaluate, the world has started with manual cars, and now there are high-tech toys also available. In similar fashion, these kind of technology are moving ahead as well. Agentic AI or AI agents are systems that are designed on a specific goal. They are designed to perform a specific goal. So we will provide a specific limitation and goal to these agents where they can work autonomously without interruptions or feedback from any actual user. They can take various decisions. They can interact with complex enterprise applications, and it can do calculations on its own and provide us real-time responses. You can imagine them as our digital workforce. They can work in parallel to you while you are interacting and focusing on more complex tasks, so that you could focus on things where human mind can be utilized, but they can act as an assistant who can help you to build or solve complex problems. Moving along to the next slide. So the key differences, as I mentioned, with the example of manual cars, the traditional AIs were rule based. They were defined for a specific task, and they were best to perform those specific tasks itself. Then they were designed, and there was a learning curve available. They had to be retrained every now and then so that they could perform on the new scenarios as well. And similarly, they were application specific wherever we have to implement them. On the other hand, AI agents are autonomous. They can, they have a large learning that is done in order to implement them. So they are aware of different kind of formats and designs. So they can easily adopt to the new formats and new scenarios, and then predict the next action automatically. They can be integrated to enterprise-wide applications, and we do not have to train them again in order to perform certain tasks, but we do have to provide them a specific goal so that they could perform within those boundaries. And as last point, it does not require a lot of manual monitoring and audits. Once we have complete thorough testing done, we can implement these kind of solutions and do a periodic review to evaluate the results. So yeah, that is some of the key differences that we have combined and calculated. Let me move to the next slide. Yes. So, as I was talking about AuxiAgents, this is one of the technology that we have implemented in order to deliver various large language model based solutions, the agentic AI solutions. This is tailored to build custom AI agents with all the compliance, data privacy kept in mind. It is an efficient solution that is delivered by Auxiliobit, through which you can implement any generative AI or agentic AI solution in your organizations. When we deliver these Auxi agents, we make sure that they are as per your use cases. Their data are privately and are stored securely. So we do take care of data privacy and data leakage as well. And then we also make sure that they are integrated to your respective channels. They can be integrated to Slack, Teams, any website, or any data sources as well. So with that context, I will move to few of the examples that we have already implemented with the help of AuxiAgents. These are in the supply chain domain where we had to monitor few inventories, and based on that, we had to predict the inventory shortage, and and then send notifications over the chat interface and through emails to the respective agents and specialists so that they could fulfill those shortage of inventory, and then perform few more logistic operations so that the actual human can focus on more complex tasks they had in this entire process. As part of this implementation, there was around 5 FTE of saving that we have achieved, and it was a one-time delivery that we have done that has reduced and improved the efficiency of the supply chain department by around 30%. So it was a really success implementation that we have done. Another use case that we have implemented is at the customer support, in the customer support operations. It is a chatbot that pulls every information of a user that interacts with the support agent. It Whenever the support agent provide the IDs of a user interacting with them, the AI agent, the Auxi agent design pulls out all the information of the user and also create a summary of their history and their historic conversation with the support service, and then then based on that information, the support staff can interact in a better way with these customers. Earlier, they had to go through each and every tickets and understand the problem of the customer so that they could start interacting and solving their problems. But with the help of these Auxi agents, they get all the summary of their historic tickets, their problems, and then they are in touch with the customer then and there and solve their problem more frequently and more easily, and then provide them a good resolution. The resolution time by implementing this chatbot has been come down to by 40%, overall improving the customer satisfaction. So this was another success story that we wanted to share with you. With that, I believe there would be a lot of interest among our viewers to understand how they can transition to these AI agents. It could be you are coming from a non-technical background and you would want to adopt these AI agents, or you would be coming from automation domain and you want to implement these AI agents into your automation. So for all these scenarios, let's start by first of all assessing the enterprise readiness. If we have right data, and right processes to implement these AI agents. For that, we can start evaluating short use cases or tasks where AI agents can be implemented, and then from there we can start evaluating and and see and do the assessment and evaluate if those tasks could be implemented with the help of these AI agent. Once we have few ideas available, then we can define a strategy, business objective, and the KPIs through which we can evaluate the success of these AI agents. Once these strategies are defined, then we can do some pilots with some of the use cases that we have shortlisted in the first step. So we can do a pilot implementation of these ideas and then calculate the efficiency or the results of those implementation. Once that is done, we can scale and optimize, um, go through the lessons learned during this process, and then we can have a pipeline defined and to evaluate an idea and then implement those ideas with the help of AI agent. It is also worth mentioning that not every process or task can be implemented by AI agent or agentic AI. We have to be very careful in order to evaluate these ideas and make sure they deliver right results so that we could start implementing it with the help of IT teams. With that, I'll move to the next slide, that is the key takeaways that we would want to discuss, and then we will, I think, open up for a few questions before we close. So, as a key takeaways, I would want to, say this again, that though traditional AI have limited scope and they cannot be set up in the dynamic environments, but they are designed for specific tasks. So when you choose a machine learning model, you need to understand that they are designed to perform and deliver for specific services. However, an AI agent or AuxiAgent or agentic AI are designed to do various dynamic delivery. They are designed to keep one goal in mind, and they can improve and scale to deliver those tasks automatically. There are various good implementation scope available in various domains of supply chain, customer service, finance, and we can already see good results when we implemented such agents in these domains. So, and also it is worth mentioning that there should be a clear roadmap defined in the enterprise so that we could pilot these ideas and make sure we have successful pilots so that we could scale these kind of use cases and implementation in future. With that, I would take a pause and wait for a few questions that we may have so that we could answer them and then proceed further.
Thanks for this insightful presentation, Mayank. I believe it was very informative for us and everyone who is watching us right now. So, I have few questions that I got from the viewers from the webinar that we had last time. So, as per this webinar, I wanted to ask that what are AI agents and how they're different from traditional AI?
So, as I mentioned, AI agents are defined, based on goals. There are specific goals that you can define. For example, summarization of text. So this is something that you can define in a AI agent, and it could summarize every text that is provided to it, and it can deliver the result. It is a very simple example. But when we talk about a traditional AI, they are generally designed to perform a specific task. For example, translating English to Spanish is something that can be done by a machine learning model, but it cannot translate English to French. But on the other hand, AI agent can do that because they are trained on multi-language. so they understand different languages automatically. So we can define a goal that you have to translate English to some other language, and then they can do it. So there is no specific boundary that we have in terms of AI agent. So yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope that answers
And
the question.
also, I had one more question that how difficult is it to integrate AI agents into existing business systems? Like it's the major concern of every business we are dealing with. So I just wanted to ask that.
So um, So the major concern, the major challenge that we face today is the confusion between a traditional AI, a conversational AI, and the agentic AI, and where exactly we can implement such solution. So there is a very thin line today available, and it confuses everyone where exactly they could implement a conversational AI, for example, where exactly they could use robotic process automation, and where exactly they could use these AI agent. So as this technology is evolving every day, there are now services also available with which you can automate, something just like robotic process automation. So we need to first of all, evaluate an idea that can be implemented with the help of these agentic AI or AI agents. Then we need to talk to specialized teams which are which have already been working on these kind of technologies, and they can help you evaluate if these kind of ideas can be implemented with the help of agentic AI, or there are other services available. So that is the first step that people can take.
All right. And the next question that I'm going to ask you about is the security process. Like, are AI agents secure and how is data privacy maintained?
Mhm. So when I took the example of AuxiAgent, this is what we take care of when we implement such solution into an enterprise. So whenever we adopt a large language model or a generative AI model, it is important to evaluate how the data is flowing across, and we need to ensure they are HIPAA compliance, how the data is being flown from one environment to another. And this is what the enterprises like ours do to ensure the data is protected while we implement such agentic AI solutions into the enterprise.
Yeah, so that's all from my side, Mayank. Thank you so much for joining us today. And to all our attendees, we hope this session has given you a clear understanding of the power of AI agents and how they can transform your enterprise. And if you are ready to take this next step, we would love to hear from you. And you can reach us out at www.auxiliobits.com.
Great. Thank you, Yukta.